At 41 years old, PE teacher Lindsay McCodrum thought she was the picture of health.
I'm a pretty avid runner and I'm a super healthy person. I watch what I eat.
Hello.
But a family vacation to New York City last summer revealed the scary truth. On a bike ride with her family through Central Park, Lindsay told her husband she didn't feel well, stepped off her bike, and collapsed.
My color went like gray and my lips started to go blue and I just I wasn't moving.
Her 19-year-old stepson Maddox, who had been recertified in CPR just the week before, recognized she was in cardiac arrest and started CPR.
My dad was in shock, kind of froze up a bit. And then that's kind of when that's kind of when we have to start it.
Bystanders called 911 and a doctor who happened to be on the scene took over CPR. Lindsay says paramedics shocked her 7 times before her heart started again.
Cardiac arrest is a condition in which the heart stops pumping. For somebody who's otherwise young, healthy, in great shape, exercises regularly, it's extraordinarily rare.
Lindsay was rushed to Mount Sinai Hospital, where doctors said she had less than a 10% chance of surviving. Her parents flying in to say goodbye. When she did improve, the Canadian mom learned she had a weakening of her heart muscle called cardiomyopathy, caused by a gene mutation. But there were warning signs she ignored.
I remember feeling exhausted on a couple of my runs before this happened. And I remember telling a couple of my friends saying, I think I'm getting older. I'm getting out of shape.
Lindsay, forever proud of Maddox for saving her life, has a message.
If something feels off, you need to get it checked out. And CPR saves lives. Everyone needs to be trained in CPR.
This morning is Lindsay's first day back at school since she went into cardiac arrest last June, and she sent us this photo. We wish her all the best. And she would still love to identify and thank those bystanders who helped her that day in Central Park. We're sharing a message from her to help find them on our social media channels.
Good, yeah. So sudden cardiac arrest is not a heart attack?
It's not, and there can be a lot of confusion around this. Sudden cardiac arrest is a primary electrical problem where your heart develops an arrhythmia and you're essentially unable to pump blood to the brain, the lungs, the kidneys, everywhere. A heart attack is more of a circulation problem where typically you'll get a blockage in one of the arteries that supplies blood to the heart. Sudden cardiac arrest, George, over 300,000 of those every year in this country, 10% survival generally. Every minute that goes by without CPR, your survival chance.
CPR critical.
Critical, drops 7 to 10% for every minute. And unfortunately in this country, the rates of bystander CPR are only around 40%. We heard about Maddox in the piece. You know, many states in this country, the majority of them require CPR training before graduation, but not all of them. But it's so fast. Kids can learn it in one class period. So, you know, I would really encourage anyone here, anyone at home who hasn't learned hands-only CPR, this is something you can do, you know, very quickly, very easily, push hard and fast in the center of the chest. The American Heart Association has a playlist with kind of like songs, like Staying Alive. Exactly. And you literally can save the life of someone you love because most arrests happen outside of the home, in your home, with someone you love or a family member.
It's something simple that we all could do.
Yes.
Cardiovascular disease, leading cause of death.
Yep.
When it comes to women, and you said this before, the symptoms are often missed or dismissed. And so what are the warning signs? What should women be looking for?
You know, Robin, so cardiovascular disease, we say this every year, causes more deaths in women than all forms of cancer and chronic lower respiratory disease and diabetes combined. Unfortunately, only about 44% of women recognize that it's her greatest health threat. And so, you know, the medical establishment has failed women in a lot of ways. We say that women have been underdiagnosed, under-researched, and undertreated. And so really the burden now has been shifted to women to be advocates for themselves. And they can do that in a few ways. Number one is knowing your risk factors. And those can be the traditional risk factors like blood pressure and diabetes, but there are female-specific risk factors like early periods, early menopause, pregnancy complications, autoimmune conditions, inflammatory bowel disease. There's a whole list that cardiologists can review with you. The second is to recognize symptoms. So a lot of people think it has to be chest pain. In women, many times it can be jaw pain, shoulder pain, back pain, shortness of breath. It can be palpitations, fainting, or feeling lightheaded. And then one common one can just be extreme fatigue or exhaustion. Women will say, I just feel tired, or I can't exercise as much. Exactly. And the third thing is really to not ignore your symptoms and really advocate if someone's telling you you're just anxious or it's just acid reflux. You have to push till a doctor will listen to you.
Yes. So you're giving us so much great information, but can you leave us with one great thing that we want our viewers to remember, our female viewers especially, about heart health?
You know, Lara, I do this every day. I've been an advocate and a spokesperson for the Go Red for Women organization for over 10 years. I help run our Women's Heart program, and somehow, as much as we've made progress, the message is still not getting across. Wow. And it is a third of our mothers, sisters, friends, daughters that are dying from this disease. And women, Lara, will think about their finances, their kids, you know, anything else.
Running the world, essentially.
Running the world, their breasts, their ovaries, their reproductive organs, and not their heart.
Right.
And 80% of this is preventable with risk factors, with understanding that, with screening,
80%.
with prevention. So much of this is in our hands. I have 2 daughters, and I think about, for women, all of the weddings, the graduations, the everydays that are missed, that don't have to be missed. So please,
and we're so good at multitasking and doing a million things. This is one thing that is so important for you, for your family.
Yes.
Just do it.
Just go get an evaluation and, you know, see a cardiologist and have your risk factors evaluated.
Great information.
Thank you. Also, congratulations. Your new book, The Healing Power of Resilience, the new prescription for health and well-being, New York Times bestseller.
Instantly,
Thank
just
you.
like that.
Thank you, guys, and thank you everyone who's read the book. And
Yeah.
thank you.
We just adore you.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Doctor.
Thank you.